I had this idea back in 2020 of creating a very visible tribute to Marconi at the top of the High Street to mark the 100th anniversary of Dame Nellie Melba's famous broadcast to the world. I wanted it to be visible to shoppers, visitors and tourists right in the centre of our city on the now pedestrianised High Street. So the idea of the Melba Compass came in a sort of daydream. It would be radically different to the blue plaques which graced the world's first wireless factory at Hall Street, and just up the road the world's first purpose-built wireless factory at New Street, and more recently that the great man slept at the nearby old Saracen's Head Hotel. I wanted it to mean something to as many people who viewed it, with the compass pointing to significant Marconi landmarks both in the UK and the wider world. Each pyramid pointer sponsored by an individual group or a company to whom Marconi was more than just a name from the past. I wanted those who walked down the High Street, in the shadow of the Shire Hall, our jewel in the city's crown, to look down on the Melba Compass and discover a pyramid pointer that meant something to them. Perhaps Poldhu in Cornwall, where some of the first pan-Atlantic messages were exchanged, or Writtle, where the BBC was founded by the eccentric genius Peter Eckersley and his brilliant team in a wooden hut, or maybe perhaps the spot where so many lives were saved by Marconi wireless operators when the Titanic went down. I hope my illustration gives you a better idea of what I had in mind. Sadly, it never got off the drawing board, but I am hoping that one day, when a living Marconi museum is created in the heart of the city, it could grace perhaps the entrance or even one of its floors. I have already emailed the above. All you need to see is the only illustration that is going into the video. I wanted to keep it as simple as possible, like us. The Melba Compass is a brass panel that will be exactly the same size and replace the red brick square on the High Street. This 2-foot 6-inch square block paving is a ready-made location for the Melba Compass, its diamond shape in harmony with the centenary roundel. The top north corner of the Melba Compass will point towards the Shire Hall. The compass point pyramids will point directly towards Marconi sites located in the UK and around the world. Each point can be sponsored by a company, a person or a voluntary group, such as the Marconi Veterans Association. In the middle there can be a circle which says celebrating the century of British broadcasting 1920 to 2020. And then in the middle of that, in this city the world-famous opera singer Dame Nellie Melba made the first professional public wireless broadcast. June the 15th, 1920, at the Marconi New Street Works, singing Home Sweet Home, 2 arias in Italian and French, and concluding with God Save the King.